Fantastic as the climbing and stabbing in Assassin's Creed is, it's always been the brilliantly involving story that kept us coming back to the series. I mean, it's a classic tale. Boy meets girl played by expensive Hollywood actress.
I'm back.
Just in time. The sun's rising.
Boy murders girl played by expensive Hollywood actress.
It is done.
Girl played by expensive Hollywood actress is basically never mentioned again.
If you hurry, you might make it back in time for Lucy's funeral. What?
It's fine. Someone on the internet told us she was a Templar all along, which is kind of convenient. Anyway, with the plot Ubisoft's crown jewels if you like, it's hardly surprising that for our first hands-on with Assassin's Creed 3 at the Tower of London, they wheeled out Julien Laferriere, their expert at dodging our insistent questioning.
How it ties in with the other ancestors, you have to play the story to find out. I can't really tell anything without giving spoilers. Obviously, I don't want to give any spoilers about what's going to happen in Desmond.
So with our clumsy interrogation of Busted Flush, we decided to talk about what Ubisoft wanted us to talk about instead. The brand new Homestead mode, which allows you to build up an estate out in the wilds of the American frontier.
The Homestead is our take on the American dream, basically. So it starts off with a decrepit manor that you find in the story. It's a virgin forest, and then as you do missions, you'll get to meet villagers and future residents of the homestead. So you either rescue them or just invite them over to settle in the homestead, and basically they will build their houses there, and a village will be growing around the manor, and that ties in with the whole economy system. So you're gonna get some lumberjacks and farmers. They're gonna work with you, not for you, and basically sell you the resources so you can build up some trading routes. So it's our way to engage with people on a personal level, like on a one-on-one. So you get to, for example, you get to know really the people that live on your homestead and help them out by doing some quests and missions.
And what sort of things do you have to do to get these guys to sort of come and join you?
It's all mission based, so it really depends. A particular setup, like let's say some people could be harassed by guards for whatever reason, and then you decide whether or not you want to rescue them. More and more, some might be more narrative-oriented missions where from the start you really get to know the character. It really depends. Like it as varied as the missions in the game, different setups. Some are smaller, some are bigger. So we really wanted to have different options for the player, so and make it feel fresh every time.
In a world full of entertaining distractions, it's a welcome addition. The same goes for the naval battles, which we finally had the pleasure of trying for ourselves. All those horrible memories of the tower defence bits in Revelations were instantly erased as we swung our remarkably agile ship around and thumped a British vessel with cannonballs. Sorry, Your Majesty. One of the more important strings of side quests is the liberation missions, which allow you to recruit like-minded people to build up your Brotherhood of Assassins, starting with irate chef Stéphane Chaffeau.
These men will break it down! Ah! Bollocks, we're coming in!
He's French Canadian, so the game was built in Montreal, so we had to have an American or a Canadian of French heritage, if you want. And he's basically the first of your assassin recruit in a gameplay sequence that we call the liberation missions. So there are other recruits to find scattered around the different cities. And basically the Stéphane Chaffeau mission that you played is one example. It's like the main path mission that you get to play, but there are others to find. How it works basically is that it's based on districts. So each district in cities have a different theme, and you do events in the certain district, and as you do those events you will be noticed by somebody who is a potential recruit, and eventually you will recruit your new assassin.
The highlight of our playthrough though was intersecting with a famous moment in American history. The Boston Tea Party was one of the first major political protests against British rule, and a response by colonials to taxation by a government that was situated 3,000 miles away. Honestly though, given that America's national drink seems to be Starbucks, it's a wonder they were so fussy. As Connor, you participate in the protest while fending off guards, and you even find time to lob a few crates of tea into the harbour yourself. It's clear even from playing this sequence to completion, culminating in the iconic event, that there's genuine variety in the story missions. That's supplemented by the fact that countryside isn't just something you ride through to get to the good stuff anymore. There are substantial, satisfying missions out in the frontier, and because this is a game about using the landscape to your advantage, your tactics change with the scenery. As we'd suspected from our very first glimpse of the game, AC3 looks to be a game that totally justifies its full sequel status. Even though last year's Assassin's Creed Revelations left us a bit cold, we'll be watching this like a hawk. Eagle. Whatever the Assassin's Creed bird is.